Hi, my name is Alex. I love going to the movies. This is Alex talking, and today I will be talking about the movie that I saw yesterday at the AMC Savannah 11 Big D Theater at something called a fan event. Hurry Up Tomorrow, which is what I was thinking throughout the whole movie, knowing that today I will be seeing Final Destination Bloodlines in that same exact theater. And I cannot wait. That's just a few short hours from now, 7 hours to be exact, from right now, my time of recording this. I'll be seeing a new Final Destination movie in theaters, which is something I'm so excited about as I am a huge horror fan. And that would be in my top three, top five favorite horror franchises, right there with Friday the 13th and The Evil Dead. So this is really exciting for me. But I was really looking forward to Hurry Up Tomorrow. Not because I'm necessarily the biggest Weeknd fan, but I really like Trey Edward Schultz's film Waves, as well as having just seen Creature. I can say that that was pretty good. I'm not too big on It Comes at Night. Nothing ever really came at night, which left me a little cold, but I really like Waves. Like, I think Waves is great. So, going into this, I was cautiously optimistic, and then the trailer really sold me. Looked great. I like Jenna Ortega. I like Barry Keoghan. So, I was looking forward to this. Jenna Ortega's been on a weird roll of movies as of late. I love Beetlejuice more than I think anyone else on planet Earth. But she was in Finest Kind, which I saw at a film festival, and it ended up being dropped on Paramount Plus. But that was like a really funny, silly, bad movie about like crab heisting up in the New England colonies. Loved it. Had an absolute blast, and we talked about it a lot, me and the two folks I saw that with at the film fest. But no one ever really talks about it, and it is terrible, like objectively. And so is Death of a Unicorn, as much as I had a good time with that one. It just feels like it's a little bit of a weird run for her. And Scream 6 was terrible. Scream 5 is pretty good, but Scream 6 is bad. So, I don't know. Just a random thought. Completely random thought. But me and my fiance have been talking since Finest Kind about the career decisions Jenna Ortega's making. Sometimes they're not looking too good. And this one is the worst. I will say this is the worst movie she's maybe ever done. But also, she's just humiliating herself. What she does in the third act, though, transcends this into so bad it's good. How did this get made territory? Because the first part of this movie, you're just sitting there thinking, how was I even punked into seeing this? It's just the Weeknd music video. He's literally playing himself. And we were all tricked at the beginning of the movie. The only thing that was a fan event was they played a Weeknd music video for the song that we had to hear throughout the whole movie a whole bunch from his album Hurry Up Tomorrow before the movie. And it became very clear that Hurry Up Tomorrow, the movie, was also just an advertisement for this album. I get that he's a successful musician. I don't really listen to his music. I don't really even know that stuff. But thankfully, Jenna Ortega pretty much strapped us down to a bed, poured some gasoline on us, and pulled up Spotify and played Blinded by the Lights and some other song, Gasoline, in its entirety. So I was able to hear all of it and hear how personal it is and how they're about real people and that he abuses these women, but it's for art, so it's okay, for Abel. And man, this movie's just silly whenever you think about it as a movie that was made by somebody who wrote it about himself and starred in it as himself, but tried to make it like a psychological thriller horror movie. Yeah, it's super boring for the most part too, and excruciating at an hour and 45 minutes. It felt like it was well over 2.5 hours. I went into this with way too high of expectations just because of how much I like Trey Edward Schultz and Waves. I was just pumped, and the trailer looked so good. And it was like one of the things that's just a complete smack in the teeth whenever you were watching it. It's like, oh, outside of like good production, like the gaffers are fucking cracked on the sauce, my guy. They're so good in this. The lighting is great. The cinematography is stunning. The writing and the acting is atrocious. It is just impossible to take seriously, to actually connect with a single second of it. The Weeknd is right there with like Madonna in Swept Away, giving like this performance that's just so unbelievably awful. Right there with Rob Schneider from The Hot Chick. Like, he is so insanely bad in this. And half the time you think, I can't stand to hear another line of dialogue come out of his mouth because it's so unbelievable. He'll just sing out of nowhere at you, and you're reminded that this is a hidden musical, and this is The Weeknd playing The Weeknd in a horror movie you were tricked into thinking was going to be fun. It was like he saw Misery and just said, "Hey man, would it be hot if Jenna Ortega did that to me? What if we made Misery hot? What if we made Misery hot? How can we do that? Get Jenna Ortega in it. Okay, let's make a movie." That's kind of how it feels like the thought process of this went. And you know what? It was, a lot of fun to sit through this train wreck. There was four of us that saw it, and everyone liked it a little bit less than the last person after we shared our thoughts afterwards. I thought that I was going to like it the least. I definitely liked it the most out of all of us. Definitely liked it the most because, I can enjoy some style over substance bullshit. But even then, as a vulgar auteurist praiser and the biggest lover of movies that are gonzo and really go for it, there's just nothing of any substance here that I can actually pretend is good or really meaningful quality art in any way, shape, or form. So I would give Hurry Up Tomorrow a 2 out of 5 stars because Jenna Ortega is hot in it, and the cinematography is great. Some of the music's fine, man. Some of the music's fine. But yeah, overall, hilariously bad movie. A very fun time at the movies. Better than shit like Novocaine or Captain America 4 or Thunderbolts even. I enjoyed it more than all those. But it was still like worse than Woman in the Yard.